This podcast was produced with the financial support of the European Union and the Khotso Fund. Contents are the sole responsibility of Khotso Aloud and do not necessarily reflect the views of the European Union and the Khotso Fund. My name is Nozbelo Maposa, also known as Mapo. This is Girls Aloud, and we are supported by Culture Fund Zimbabwe. Anyways, today we'll be talking about a new mom. What is it being a new mom? So in the studio, I'm joined by Khotso SIbanda. She's a new mom, like I already said. She's a copywriter and she's also a blogger. So with Khotso, we're going to talk about the new experiences of being a new mom. Hi, Khotso.
Hi, Nozi.
Thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. So what's your child's name?
Owuhlebonke.
Okay. What is that name?
I really love it. It's affirming.
Okay.
Every time a person calls her, they're
Yes.
affirming goodness into her life.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So if you always wanted to have a daughter or a boy?
I wanted a girl from the start.
Why?
And I started praying on it
Serious?
very early on. I
Okay.
found out I was pregnant. It's about 6 weeks.
Okay.
And that's when I just started praying. God, give me a girl. God, give me a girl. God,
Why?
I don't know. There's something about a girl that I feel like I have more to impart for a first child.
Okay.
Yeah. There's so much I want to teach her. There's so much I want to inspire her.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the first thing that came to your mind when you found out that you were pregnant?
Oh, snap. That's the first
Seriously?
Oh, snap. I don't know if people are ever ready, but
Yes.
I felt like I wasn't ready.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh my goodness, what do I do? So I contacted my aunt
Yes.
and let her know. And she was so excited.
Serious?
Yeah, she was so excited. So she calmed me down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you at some point feel like the pregnancy was an inconvenience to you?
I had a very difficult pregnancy,
Oh, no. Awesome.
physically.
Okay.
I was sick for the 8 months because I delivered at 8 months, but I was sick
Okay.
for the whole 8 months.
Okay.
Yeah. This is called hyperemesis gravidae,
Oh, okay.
where you get morning sickness from the start to the
To the end of the pregnancy.
Yeah, you're tired, you're sick. I had a very difficult pregnancy. So obviously I would get morally, like I'll get emotionally, mentally, everywhere drained. Yeah.
Drained.
And so I remember this one time Angelo Mamuti nganing malaria. And she was like, oh, I celebrate it. But when you say like you're having a difficult pregnancy,
Yes.
it doesn't mean uti you hate your child
Okay.
or you're not excited to be a mom.
Yes.
You're just saying, guys,
Gunzima.
kunzima. Yeah.
Okay, so like I just want to ask you, like, through these 8 months, I will at the best time what did level. This is the best part of my
At
pregnancy.
around 6 months,
Yes.
I maybe for like 2 weeks I wasn't sick. And that's
Okay.
when I took pictures.
If your bump and all
Yeah,
that.
that's
okay.
when I enjoyed. Maybe for
Okay.
that 2 week
Okay, so
period.
Okay, so then the worst part is like
The sickness,
morning
you really,
sickness
really
is-
think that you'll die.
you're throwing up and all.
Yeah, I really thought I'd die. I really
can
thought I'd
imagine.
die, and I told everyone I'm not having a child again. This is my only child. But now that I've given,
No, you're okay.
I'm like, I could have another baby. This feels good.
Okay, so like, what was the first impression when you saw your daughter? Like the first thing that came to mind.
Oh my goodness.
Now, then days yeah.
Emotion, the type of love that you have, you don't know that you have that type of love
Until you have a child.
You have your baby
Wow.
in your arms.
Okay.
Overwhelming. So protective.
Okay.
So just so in love. You think ujola whatever. Utan. No. The love is
Like you knew love for the first
overwhelming.
time in your life.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
overwhelming.
Oh, like, wasn't it scary at first? It would seem.
Somehow I had a C-section.
Oh, okay.
But I was awake through it.
Okay.
So I had told my gynae, because I watch TV
Yes.
and I like fancy things.
Yes.
I was like, give her to me and
I didn't too.
Yeah.
Get it born.
So when he did, you feel so calm. You feel like, okay, I've got this. I think there's a
Yes.
grace that just comes upon you or something
Okay.
that makes it all okay. If ever you are anxious, if
that
ever
makes motherhood so nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
But how are you putting it? I might as well just have my kid tomorrow. Like, you're making it so simple. Like, okay, it's a simple thing, okay. Okay, but then like you had your child at the time when the Zimbabwe healthcare system was a bit on the downside. Like,
Yeah.
yes. What do you have to say about the national care in Zimbabwe?
I had been told these really scary stories.
Okay.
But my experience was positive.
Okay.
And it wasn't like I was at a private hospital, no.
Okay.
I was at UPH.
Okay.
And they were so kind and they were so caring.
Yes.
I don't know if it's because maybe when you're in the private rooms, they treat you better.
Okay.
But honestly, I had the most positive experience and I didn't expect it.
Okay.
They really took care of me and they really helped me ease into motherhood for the first few days. Yeah.
Okay. So okay, is it safe to say that all the things that you had about child's birth went true?
No. Not to say that I'm not saying that they're not true.
Yes.
But my experience was a great one. But the things that you read are disappointing. And I hear mortality rate abantwana baya esibhedlela.
Yes.
And even recently, nine kids die each time. So obviously it's true and it's really something that that the government should look into.
Okay, all right.
But I don't know why my experience was a positive one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what's the one thing that you weren't told when you're pregnant that like you wish someone told you about your motherhood and probably the whole process? Pregnancy, yes.
Well, you expect it to be rainbows and unicorns and you're glowing and
yes.
So that's why it came as such a really came as such a crash to me.
Okay.
So if they told me like each pregnancy is different and it's not all rainbows and unicorns.
Yes. So any body changes that you went through during pregnancy and that you're probably going through right now? Like what were the changes?
I remember when my breasts started getting bigger.
Yes.
I cried so much.
You did? Can I think you're hormonal?
I cried so much.
Okay.
And I told someone really close to me, I'm so sad. And they're like, no, so I'll save up and help you get a boob job after this boob reduction. But now it doesn't even make sense. And then even now, it's really, I think the first few months you're in this bubble.
Yes.
You don't really know who you are yet.
Yes.
And you don't really, your body is alien to you.
Yes.
My body is still alien to me because it's been, it turns 18 weeks this week, this Wednesday, tomorrow. Yes. My body is still alien to me.
Yes.
It's so much. You get breakouts, I'm getting breakouts.
Yes.
And I remember when I started breastfeeding, it was okay. And then one day, I was like, what's going on? What's going on? So there's so much. It's a lot. It's a lot. And you need people to tell you that, you're beautiful because you need it at that time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But then did you put on some weight?
I did. I gained 20 kgs.
Oh, wow.
And at that point, you really don't care though. You're just like, let's
just
get the show. Let's get the show on the road.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you used the internet, like a lot of it.
All the time, every day.
What are you looking at?
While pregnant, I downloaded this pregnancy app.
Okay.
It would tell me the size of my baby that week, what to expect that week. It was really
was it
informative. It was very informative. So I would say, I'm sure it's size your apple. I'm sure it's size this and that.
Helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that I've given birth, I still go on the net for.
Okay. Yeah. For what now? The motherhood.
Postpartum. Okay. Like there's the 4th trimester, which is the first 3 months after you give birth.
Okay.
And so it has helped me through the 4th trimester.
Okay.
How to take care of my baby, basically.
All right.
But I will say, don't Google. Google can be a bit tricky.
Yes.
It can scare you.
Yes, I know.
Lawelela your intuition.
As a person, okay.
As a mommy.
Okay.
Because it's there.
Okay.
And it's always right.
It's there.
Sometimes Google can be your grandmother or your mother or your mom-in-law or whoever. And it's sound advice still.
Yes.
it's Google yabo. Advice
Because
that's
like
passed
they've been
down.
there before.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Lawe, there's something inside of you that will tell you, you know what, I think Obushe actually needs this right now. That's
Okay.
why she's crying.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the one thing that you want to teach Ogush now that you have a daughter, that you want to taught her home? Something that you want to do differently, probably correctly? Yes.
You know what, our generation, there's qakathekisa education.
Cool. Yes.
Ukuthi ungaba graduate,
Yes.
things will go well for you.
Yes.
But the world is changing.
That's true.
So I want Obushe to know that skills are more important than
Then certificate.
a certificate.
Yes.
So I want to start very early on, God willing.
Yes.
Ukuthi, let's explore your talents.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be like intellect, education, what.
Yes.
It can be anything, because I believe that when you then, I'm going to sound very corny, but when you put your mind to whatever
Yes.
it is that God has planted inside of you, and you just pursue it,
You see through it. Okay. Okay.
you become successful.
Okay. So would you say like your life revolves around Ogush, like your personal life?
Definitely. People who say, things don't really change.
Okay, my question is like, are you Khotso before you are a mom, or you are a mom before you are Khotso? That's my
Dude,
question.
the truth is that when you have a new baby,
Yes.
she's the boss.
Okay.
Because it's a baby.
Yes. And she needs your attention.
And she needs your attention.
But then did you feel negligent? Like, I'm just letting myself go, saying it's court. The thing you
at
used to do
first
before
you think that, but
had her.
it's things that she needs and not things that she wants.
Okay.
And so, thank God I'm working from home.
Yes.
If Ogushe needs a feed, I can't say, I can't schedule her. Okay, you're going to be feeding at such and such time.
Okay.
Or if she's crying, I can't say, okay, it's me time. I'm working now. Let me ignore her.
Okay. Sorry, speaking of which, like you're saying you're working from home. Okay. I just need to understand, before you had her, during your pregnancy, like you're saying you had a tough pregnancy.
Very.
Yes, and I understand you're a blogger, you're a writer.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you have a hard time adjusting, like balancing your writing and the pregnancy? And right now, even after birth, like, are you able to balance?
Okay, so while pregnant,
Yes.
I worked in Harare.
Yes.
So at work, as soon as I got really sick,
Yes.
my manager said, you know what? You'll be going downstairs and you'll be sleeping.
Yes.
And then when I was a copywriter,
Okay.
when copy comes in, someone will come and wake you up because you're really not
so
well.
generous. Yes.
So
nice.
there was that balance. But then I
Yes.
had to come home because it was getting worse.
Okay.
And my whole support system is in Bulawayo.
Yes.
Harare was just work.
Yes.
So when I did come home, writing, work related writing, yes, it was difficult. But personally, I started writing, journaling the journey, and that came naturally.
Okay.
So every day I would journal what I want Obushe to know about how I feel about her.
Okay.
And all that.
Okay.
So I hope to self-publish that journal because it's
I think you should. I think
more
it's
spiritual.
a nice
Actually,
thing.
it's like a prayer,
All right.
a devotional,
Okay.
just to encourage me because I was
Okay.
so sick.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that
Just
flowed.
keep you going. Okay.
But now it's difficult. The work-life balance is difficult. But Shonda Rhimes once said, Uruti, you can't balance it because when you're focused on work, the truth is there's something that you're missing out on as a parent.
Yes.
When you're focused as a parent, there's something you're missing out on as a mom. So you just have to accept it. It just comes with the territory of being a mother.
Okay.
So I think that's some real advice that I'm taking.
Okay. All right. So in African culture, once you have a child, they start calling you Baibas or Ndanako.
Yeah.
Mama ga Obuhle or na Obuhle. Do you feel like your identity, like is it it's just taking out your identity? You no longer Khotso now, so na Obuhle.
You know what? I think Vele, I'm no longer Khotso, and I'm rediscovering who Khotso is before the whole now Obuhle thing.
Yes.
the first few months you're in this bubble.
Yes.
So we've even created a group as new moms. A couple of my friends are new moms too,
Okay.
where we just tell each other, dude, how are you feeling
just
today?
share stories, okay,
Yeah,
yes.
like a support group.
Okay.
But Oguti, like you lose your identity, become now Oguti. I thought I would be anti, but I'm not. I'm proud of it.
Okay. So,
And
but
I
do
get
people call
so
you now
happy.
Oguti?
I know, you see, because people call me Khotso. So I get so happy. I'm like, guys, sometimes call me now Oguti, okay? So that part, no, because even Oguti kind of sounds isn't like Khotso. Like, I think she'll call me Khotso, and I'm trying to, I'm like, no, I'm mommy. Yeah.
Okay, so like as as Africans, we've got many cultures. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's this culture of disposal of the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
Did you take a part on it?
Yeah, definitely.
And then-
Even the other one, Kolwa,
Yes.
all that. Yes, definitely, because I'm proudly African.
Okay.
And I don't see anything wrong
Wrong
with
with
it.
this.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. Instead, I think it instills identity, and it instills umntanakho abekwazi ama-roots akhe ukuthi
Uvela ngaphi?
Eh.
All right.
we're not American, we're not African American, we're
You are
not.
African.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's actually Swati,
Oh,
her
okay.
dad's side.
Okay.
I want her to be proud of that.
Yes. Okay. No, that's true. That is true. Have you ever been mommy shamed?
No, not really. But while pregnant,
Yeah.
I would the 2 weeks when I had my photo when I took my photos,
Yes.
there was this photo where I'm wearing a lace top,
Yes.
and I posted it on social media.
Yes.
And this mommy,
Yes.
this new mommy as well, was like, do you really think that's a good she didn't inbox me on the comments.
On the comment
do you really
section.
think that's a good idea? Blah blah blah. Angazi what her issue was.
Yes, but then how did you feel? How did you respond to that?
I deleted her comment and actually went
to her DM.
And I was
Okay.
like, you know what? If you have mommy advice to give me,
Yes.
if you were really concerned, it would be great if you came to
To my inbox.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So like, what are the most condescending things you've been told by older mothers? Would obviously, kule generation gap, the way they raise abantwana and how we raise abantwana,
Kuchiyene.
thina isazethu kuchiyene.
As in, wow. While pregnant, women tell you, sebenza kakhulu to belethe easily.
Easiest.
And these are strangers. Actually, strangers have more opinions than your
Than our
own family.
yes.
You don't know what type of delivery I'm having, first of all.
Yes.
You don't know what condition I have. So, while I would say, don't tell pregnant women what to do,
Okay.
because I think they know their bodies.
They know what they want. Okay.
I remember uyu mama ngise-bus stop nje esithi hey ubophakamisa ama-wardrobe to train
How mama? Uvela ngaphi lokho?
but condescending, no, not yet. Maybe I'm
Okay.
yet to hopefully not.
And no insults, none whatsoever. None yet.
None yet, hopefully not.
Okay, fine. Do you sometimes feel like I'm being a bad parent? I'm like that fear. Which I'm a parent in schools. I mean, are poor.
Yeah. Ngize ngangimqhuma inzipho
Yes.
ngase ngimsi.
Yes.
And the pain, ukukhala kwakhe, I
That
felt
hurt you
I felt like a monster. And so umama wasisithi hi, there'll be times when you hurt your child.
Yes.
But the truth is you didn't mean to. Why? Because you're not perfect and you think you're doing something good for her.
Out of love,
Right now,
yes.
city uyamsiza ukuthi engascratch. So take this as a lesson.
Okay.
Good motherhood, you will hurt your child.
Yes.
But you know what? Your child loves you and your child will forgive you and your child will heal. So unless is Paula in a few days.
Okay. So I've seen like new mothers. Where like umntana ngakhala, like sometimes they're like you don't know what to do.
Because it's not
And
even
you can't
what
make a
you don't know what
quiet.
to do.
Yes.
You're probably tired as well.
Yes.
You're probably frustrated.
Yes.
And you're human. La usudiniwe.
Yes.
Yeah, I've had those moments.
Okay. And then you cried.
Yes, I cry. Or my family takes over
Okay.
and they give me a break.
Okay. All right. Okay. There's this these days, bro, abantu abaningi, they'd rather say, I'd rather have a child when I'm financially stable, when I can take care of my child.
Yeah.
What's your standpoint on this?
Definitely. I think a child is a gift, yes. But I feel like if you're not financially stable when you find out that you're pregnant, then better start doing something
about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
A child is expensive.
That's true.
A child is expensive. Diapers are expensive. Clothes are expensive. The child grows every single day. Yes. So those clothes don't fit in a few weeks.
Okay. Okay, so before we take a break, our last question. So what advice would you give another young, soon-to-be mom?
I'd pray.
Yes.
I'm going to sound very spiritual, but ask the Holy Spirit to show you things that you wouldn't see.
Yes.
Because the Holy Spirit knows sometimes what your child needs.
Okay.
So pray, be a prayerful. I don't know how you can parent without being prayerful.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pray.
Okay. Thank you, Khotso. Let's take a break, and then when we come back, we'll look at the audience reviews that we did.
Okay.
Thank you. This podcast was produced with the financial support of the European Union and the Khotso Fund. Contents are the sole responsibility of Khotso Aloud and do not necessarily reflect the views of the European Union and the Khotso Fund. Welcome back. Okay, so I'll just go through the few questions that we did from our audiences.
Okay, let's do it.
The first one says, people always assume that because I'm a female, I want to have children. And then I'm judged for not wanting to have kids. What's your take on that?
It's your body, it's your life. It's 2020.
Yes.
People always have opinions. People say, you're a teen mom, you're too young.
Right.
You're 30-something, you're 40-something, you're too old.
Yes.
You're this. People have opinions.
People always
you don't want to have kids, don't have kids.
Okay.
Okay.
Simple. So before we took a break, if you feel like you're not ready to be a mom, and then financially stable to be a mom, you should start doing something. Okay, so someone came through with this question. Uchi, I don't think it's fair that policy has a say in whether I should have a child or not. Keeping pregnancy.
Yeah.
Okay, that should be a personal choice, not a legal choice. In that was the abortion and all that. What's your take? What's your standpoint on it?
I do believe it's your choice. It should be your choice.
Yes.
It should be your personal choice.
Okay.
People will add in religion, we're a religious country, and all that.
Yes.
But you know what? Even God gives you free will.
Yes.
Of course, what you do might have consequences if we're going to use that biblical angle. Yes. But even He gives us free will.
Okay.
So if you feel like, you know what, I can't, then you know what, is your choice. So
you feel like this is something that should be legalized, which like our constitution should have it embedded. No.
Yeah, because it's your body.
Yes.
It's your body. It's your choice.
Your body, your choice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's true. Because I just feel like sometimes it's unfair for you as a parent. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, I really want to be a mom, but I've heard childbirth is painful. I'm scared of that. I mean, like every young girl, and I'm scared. Let me confirm.
You know what? I didn't have a natural birth, so I wouldn't know. But my mom, was deliver in 30 minutes tops.
Okay.
And I was just reading recently, Uhuti, probably. Why it becomes so painful and so prolonged is because you ask me health system yet.
Yes, all right.
I've heard of stories of they'll be mocking you,
push and all that.
And then I read Uguti, then your body goes through protective mode and blocks you from actually delivering your child until your body feels safe Uguti, your child can come into the world.
That's quite intentful.
So probably instead of I'm a nurses, Tetisa and all that, I'm a midwife. If they encouraged and if they're kind and if they heard you, it wouldn't be that hectic. I don't think so.
Okay. So, a friend of mine is thinking of having a baby to save a relationship. Does it work as a practical?
No. But then, firstly, it's manipulative for one. Secondly, a child. Yes, you do have a bond,
Yes.
but a child is not the glue.
Okay.
A child is a gift. Firstly, a child is not an accomplishment, and a
Yes,
child is
that's
not
true.
an answer to problems.
Okay.
That's unfair on that child.
All right.
And you know what? There's so many single parents out there who are doing so well. There's so many people co-parenting who are doing so well.
Okay.
So,
Okay, but then I'm like, we've heard, this is a thing in Pilayo Pagati, which you've heard men trapping women. Yes, oh, of course, they do go, you'd be surprised. Or the other way around, in Gaza, I trap into Tangisisu, like.
the trap might be that you're stuck with each other forever, but that doesn't guarantee Uti. Then they lived happily ever after. No. That will be an inside job, and and your choice will make things work.
Okay. All right. So thank you. Omunye uthi, I'm not ready to be a mom, but there's so much pressure from older family members. You know, like when we grow up.
Yeah.
You know, biological clock. You get into old. Your eggs are going to dry up. You know, people just say a lot of funny stuff.
Yeah.
You know. So, like, what do you think? And besides, it's other thing. You're menopause.
Yeah.
Like you're afraid to, which probably at 35, you're reaching menopause, I won't be able to have a kid.
But don't have a kid because your family says you're getting old.
Yes.
Will they raise that kid when you get that baby?
Question. Yes.
Will they be there for sleepless nights when you have that baby, when the baby is crying?
Okay.
Have a child because you want to have a child. You're ready to have a child. You feel it in you.
I'm ready for that.
If not, you know what, live your life. These days, if you do have the finances, or maybe go Dreamland, maybe look into freezing your eggs in South Africa.
Okay.
If you're not ready to have a child,
is that an option? Like, is it not too expensive? Like,
that's why I'm saying maybe.
In average, not going to afford that.
Probably not, but if you can, why not? If not, you know what? Don't do things because people say so.
Okay.
Do things because you are ready.
Okay. I once read. On Twitter, this girl, she was saying, you know, she feels like kids are very permanent. She said she likes, like, I like kids, like that's what she was saying. Like, I know I like kids, but then I just feel like kids are very permanent.
Yeah,
it's not even an asset. It's a liability, but then it's too permanent. It's too fixed. It's too fixed. Like, I can't wake up tomorrow and be like, I'm suffering about umntwana.
That's funny. That's funny.
It was a funny thread, but then people were commenting, and people were like, "Yes, that's true. That's true."
Yeah,
people saying that.
You can see, Yazumtana is not a joke.
Yes.
I know. I said when I found out I was pregnant, I was like, "Oh snap!"
Yes.
Because yes, it's very scary, and it's another human coming into your life that you have to get to know. I was so used to
being you, okay.
And now I have to accommodate
someone else.
Okay. So it is true. It is true. But once you have that child, and also when you think that maybe you should look into, maybe you have commitment, fear of commitment.
Okay.
But that's okay because it's true. But once you have that child, trust me,
it's all going to change.
Amazing.
No, wait.
Amazing.
It's still on change.
Yeah.
I also read this thread on Twitter. So this woman was saying, she was saying, "Ukanuga dang twins," and then she was saying, but then, because we have and she's talking about her kids. She was saying, like, it's funny because she's saying, I mean, every time I want dang twins, that's what I do. I just buy them. You want it before I get off the car. When I get inside the house, I'm like, I'm an appetite today. Like, at what stage as a parent do you get to do that? And how old are your kids? Like, at that stage, you're like, no, these human beings are not going. I just keep on giving them food. Like,
that goes to show, I like that because that goes to show, I think we give each other these high standards as women. We have to be perfect.
Okay.
That thread shows us
put your child first.
We're human.
Yes.
Most people are winging it.
Yes.
This woman's evidently winging it.
Yes, and a lot of people commenting and like this is what I do. My aunt does this. Like, it was just so funny.
Yeah.
People could relax.
My granny used to do that, Yeti.
Serious?
She would buy her takeaway.
Yes.
We would only see because go fish your glasses cleaning mode. So you know what? It's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person.
Okay.
As long as you're providing the needs.
Okay.
And
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last question, the last feedback that we had from our audience is, I feel like whenever we bring up postnatal depression in local societies, get to us as you know, like I've seen how people just think
oh no, it's only the beginning. Oh no, people forget Uti. There's not only a new baby,
yes,
but a new mom has been born.
Okay.
And as a new mom, just like a new baby, you need that attention. You need someone to check in on your mental space.
Okay.
Also, your hormones are still
imbalanced.
Yeah, and you asked about the net. The net has told me that the first few months there's more adrenaline in you because you're not getting enough sleep and all that anxiety and all that. So it kind of might make you crash eventually mentally, mental breakdown. So it's real. And as Black women, I think especially Black African women, we think cleaner, but sometimes we go cleaner. Maybe it's admitting that, you know what, guys, I'm drowning.
Okay.
I'm calling for help. Help me. So I would say, if you feel like you're depressed, talk to someone.
Just talk to someone.
Someone who won't tell you to cleaner or yeah.
Okay.
But don't keep it to yourself.
Okay. Thank you so much, Khotso, for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
That was all for today on the new mom topic that we had. Like I always say, but anyways, we've still got more episodes with more fun, more interesting women issues. Just join us next time as we just talk about don't forget to follow us on our Twitter page at Girls AloudZW. This is Girls Aloud, supported by Culture Fund Zimbabwe.